I wanted to speak and do a video on the CERN machine, the Hadron Collider. I'm not totally familiar with everything about it. I am a scientist, so I do know the scientific quote unquote theories that they're trying to put out to the world so that the world can understand or come to some type of conclusion what this machine is. I want to start with the very interesting dreams or visions I've been having, that little sweet space that I always find these visions in right before I go to sleep. And the day before the CERN machine was turned off, and never mind you, I wasn't aware of this. My dreams have been really weird, and I had a dream about my uncle who passed away when he was 30 years old in his sleep from seizures and stuff like that. And it's been years, I maybe even say over a decade, since I've had a dream about him. And in this dream, we were in this convention center, or um like a stadium type of thing in my old city, which now this convention center is dilapidated. I believe they're about to tear it down. It's been abandoned for years. And in the dream, he was high up in the bleachers. But when I went up there and I made my way up, I climbed these stairs. So I was climbing to a higher frequency. I found him there and I was happy, but it was like it wasn't anything that I wasn't expecting. It was almost as though we were expecting the visit. When I got there, he had these really exotic and unusual pets. My uncle loved animals, but as he became an adult, he never had one. But he was one that when we were kids, we were only 4 years apart. And when we were kids, we would play outside. This is in the 1900s when, kids actually went outside to play. We would dig up stuff, worms, all that type of shit, do little science things. And, it was really cool though. But as I got up there, he had multiple of these exotic animals. But one animal that really stood out was like this prehistoric reptile. And that's the best way that I can describe it. This reptile was about maybe 2 feet tall, wasn't very big, reminded me of a dog, but I'm going to plug in a picture here. So this is the closest thing that I can say that it reminded me of. But it was short, but it was really wide and heavy and thick. Like it was really thick, and it stayed by his side like a dog. And this thing kind of took a liking to me. So then he began to come and be by my side. And every time I was talking to my uncle, and he had a lizard type of snake thing. It wasn't a snake, but again, these look like prehistoric animals that are no longer in this frequency. But the skin wasn't totally like a reptile. It was kind of reminding me of kind of dry and rough. But this thing kept like bumping into my legs like a dog. You know how a dog is running up to you. And I thought it was cute. So most people would be afraid and scream. But in the dream, I remember looking down as I was talking to my uncle, and he kept bumping into me. And I told my uncle, I said, he really likes me. And my uncle was cracking up like, yeah, he does. And I woke up as I was exiting out of the arena, coming down the stairs. What this CERN machine is and was basically, and they described it as controlling the weather and things like that, but no, it was really controlling our reality. I know that's a hard thing for people to conceptualize and understand what I'm trying to say, but those who get it, they'll fucking get it. So I'm not gonna go there. But this machine was basically using and harvesting and creating our energy. So they were saying they got these electrons and shit from wherever and they would smash them together. That's fucking lie. The electrons that they were getting were from us, and they were from higher energy beings who were a little bit more aware, and they were using our energy to control this physical reality. Not just the weather, but everything that's around you. Everything from the way that we see these quote unquote wars, because I don't think it's totally what's being told and shown to us. So the war is not outside of us, the war is within. But again, this huge machine, again, it's miles long. It's able to use the electrons of individuals to manipulate. And for instance, if you think shit is bad for you, it's bad. And I know that's easy. People say, no, it's just, perception. No, 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 no. It's a little bit deeper than that. This machine can bleed into other realities, other frequencies. I did a video the day of that I had that dream earlier in the afternoon. It was like a nap about the stone hinges, and things just began to heighten. So they would have, again, like the hinges would kind of stand in the place of these CERN machines, or this CERN machine back in the day type of thing. But it wasn't in a toxic way, is what I'm getting. But the bleed throughs and the blending of realities and bringing quote unquote nightmares into people's reality is what this machine was. It was here to manipulate everything that you feel about yourself. So this machine has been turned off, is what they're saying, for updates, and they're going to update it. But for the next 4 years, it's going to be a great time for people to really start to learn themselves and start to create the reality that they really want. They won't have so much control over, especially higher energy frequencies. They don't have much control over us anyway. But once you understand who you are and what this frequency is, you realize that you're not just stuck in the 3D. That again, I'm easily able to be in this frequency, in the 5D, the 4, like I'm able to bleed through and I'm able to have these lovely experiences. And it really takes a lot of energy, dense energy from the 3D off, and I'm able to release it. I may do a second video on this CERN machine to kind of go into deep about the different visions that I've been having, about what they're really doing with this. But for now, I'm going to end this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I show you so much love and gratitude. Ashe.